I just want to take a quick moment and say happy birthday to Spencer Rattler, as obviously today is his birthday. While it was 2 days ago, the birthday gift that he got from the Oklahoma fan base was that they wanted him benched. In case you didn't hear, in their game against West Virginia this past weekend, Rattler struggled to a degree, and the fans started chanting that they wanted Caleb Williams to play instead. Spencer Rattler is not my favorite player in college football, and I sometimes get tired of the constant Heisman hype and #1 overall pick hype, but I really felt bad for him in that moment. Here's a player who's given it all to his university, given it all to his team, and given it all to his fans, and he's being booed, and the very people who are supposed to support him want him to lose his job. You can clearly see he looks emotionally out of it in that video, and it's just really sad. It's also really stupid. In today's video, I want to talk about what went on 2 days ago, why benching Spencer Rattler would be extremely stupid, and why honestly Oklahoma deserves a quarterback curse from this. I know this will ruffle the feathers of some Oklahoma fans, but this goes out to all the ones who are booing their player. Before we get into today's video, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, as nearly 80% of you guys are not subscribed for the upcoming season. Hit that like button so it helps with the algorithm, and be sure to turn on post notifications so you never miss when I upload. Now let's get started. To start today's video, I want to give you a brief introduction to who Spencer Rattler is. Unless you've been living under a rock the last few years, Spencer Rattler was a 5-star quarterback coming out of Pinnacle High School, which is located in Phoenix, Arizona. According to 24/7 Sports, Rattler was a 5-star recruit, the #1 pro-style quarterback, the 11th best player in the class of 2019, and the 238th best recruit of all time. In 2019, he completed 7 of 11 passes for 81 yards and a touchdown, as he was the backup to Jalen Hurts. What is actually pretty funny is, back in 2019, Jalen Hurts struggled for a little bit, and the fans actually turned on him and wanted him to be benched in favor of the freshman Rattler. This will become more important later, but in 2020, Rattler would finally get his first opportunity to start. While he did struggle a little bit in the early season, especially in games against Texas, Kansas State, and Iowa State, Rattler ended up finishing the year with over 3,000 yards and 28 touchdowns, with 7 interceptions along the way, plus 6 more rushing touchdowns on the ground. He had Oklahoma football playing really good, and by the end of the year, he was the projected #1 overall pick for 2022, a Heisman contender for 2021, and was supposed to be the next great Oklahoma quarterback under Lincoln Riley. Obviously, there was very high expectations going into this year, and with all that hype, you're bound to not live up to it all the time. In their first game against Tulane, Rattler did throw an interception on his second play, which had the fans chanting that they wanted him to be benched as well. He ended up finishing that game with 300 yards, with 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Against Western Carolina, he threw for nearly 300 yards and 5 touchdowns once again, but struggles would continue against Nebraska. In that game, he'd only throw for 200 yards and combined for 2 touchdowns, as they barely beat the Huskers. Fans had somewhat of a right to be frustrated with Rattler's play, but I really wouldn't blame it all on him, as the expectations for him I think have been too high from the very beginning. Fans seemingly had enough in the first half against West Virginia, as the Sooners were losing 10-7 at home against West Virginia, and Rattler had gone 7 of 11 for 73 yards, with 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Then the crowd had this to say, and listen to this audio clip.
Here in Norfolk, listen. The chant is, "We want Caleb," as in Caleb Williams, the backup quarterback, true freshman, who is the #1 ranked high school dual threat quarterback in the nation.
I'll state it for the second time, but I'm not the biggest Spencer Rattler fan in the world, and I got sick of the hype at times as well, but I really feel horrible for him, and to see a fan base turn on their player when they need to support him most is pretty disappointing. Reese Davis took to social media and had this to say, quote, "Look, fans can say and yell all they want, but the Sooner fans chanting for the backup quarterback in the first half aren't helping their team, and they are helping those who recruit against them." The backup quarterback they're talking about is Caleb Williams. He was the #1 overall quarterback in the class of 2021, and he is primed to be the successor to Spencer Rattler when he is gone. Here's what Rattler had to say after the game.
This was kind of a crazy game for you. You don't lead until these final moments. What's going through your mind as the offense continues to struggle? You hear the crowd booing. Like, how are you overcoming all of that?
Just finding a way. You know, these past couple weeks, we've had to do that a couple games, and I think it's going to be positive for us in the long run. We just got to play cleaner. You know, do a couple things better, and just finish. And we'll be good. I mean, but we're going to put it together. I have no doubt in that.
I know it's unusual, and you hear the crowd boo. How do you process that moving forward and stay positive, Spencer?
I don't worry about that at all. I don't listen to them. They're not on the field.
All the blame has gone on Rattler so far, and I really haven't heard anyone crucifying Lincoln Riley or the rushing attack. In the first half against West Virginia, the Sooners only managed 18 yards on the ground. You're not going to be able to open up the passing game unless you have a balanced attack, and while I'm not giving Rattler a pass, it's just unfair to blame everything on him. I was listening to Josh Pate earlier, and he had a great quote to say about it. He said that the second Lincoln Riley believes that Caleb Williams will win more games than Spencer Rattler is the moment Williams will see the field. I totally agree with that statement, as everyone thinks the guy on the bench or the backup quarterback is better until he sees the field and struggles. It seems a lot of fan bases have trouble trusting their own quarterback or trusting their coach's judgment, and they are all very quick to assume the coach has no idea what they're talking about and that a guy sitting in the stands knows more than him. I really don't know why this frustrated me so much, but seeing thousands of people yell at a kid who's 20 years old because he's not performing to their expectations is just kind of sad, and it's kind of pathetic. I know it wasn't all Oklahoma fans, as most of you guys support him. There are always some bad apples, and in terms of the world of karma, I wonder if this will start getting at Oklahoma. You can argue Oklahoma has been the pinnacle of quarterback development over the last few years, starting with Baker Mayfield, then going to Kyler Murray, then Jalen Hurts. Imagine being so spoiled that you want to bench the potential #1 overall pick, and I just wonder if it'll catch up to him, and maybe it derails Oklahoma's season. At minimum, it definitely didn't help Rattler's confidence, and if Caleb Williams is not ready for that job, which I don't think he is, then Oklahoma fans may have made Rattler's struggles even worse. Who knows though? Based on how Spencer spoke in that press game conference, it doesn't seem like he lets a lot of noise or the crowd get to him, which is a very good thing for a quarterback or anyone of any influence to have. I know I'll get a lot of flack for this video, but the last thing you want to do is focus on the negativity or the people who are hating on you. I know the Oklahoma football culture is great, and it probably hurt Caleb Williams as well. There's no doubt in my mind that Caleb and Spencer are very close friends, and they want nothing but success for one another. Caleb needs to learn everything he can from Spencer, so next year when he takes over, he'll be in good hands to lead the program moving forwards, and to hear a fan base turn on your own friend and teammate was probably tough for Caleb to hear as well. Now you could say I'm being a little bit overdramatic in this video, but it seemed like a lot of the crowd was chanting that, and was it even for good reason? Well, honestly, I don't think so. In the game against Tulane, he played 1 snap and went for 1 yard and 1 touchdown. Yeah, he scored, but it was on a goal line play. He did appear in their game against Western Carolina as well, as he went 5 of 10 for 84 yards, with 4 more carries on the ground for 60 yards. Yeah, that was a pretty good performance in that game, but once again, this came against an FCS school in garbage time, and that is a whole lot different than playing a Big 12 opponent on a national stage. While I love Caleb Williams' talent, I don't think he's ready to be the starting quarterback there, and both him and Lincoln Riley know that as well. Right now, it is Rattler's job, and just like last year when he struggled, I think he's going to get it together, and the fan base should not turn on him now, and I'm confident he's going to play his way back into the top 10 and into that Heisman race. What do you guys think? If you're an Oklahoma fan, what do you think of the Rattler versus Williams battle? How do you think Oklahoma will finish the year? And also be sure to give me another topic I can take a look or talk about next. Before you go, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you are new here, and check out all my other videos on the end screen. I hope to see you guys again soon, but until next time, peace.